What's going on, Colts Nation? Lawrence Owen here. As you can see, Loyalist is in the chat. He's not feeling so well. He's got a upper chest and head congestion thing going on. Not doing the hottest in the world, so he's just going to sit there and mod this stream. Appreciate you so much. But hey, I'm here. I am here, and I'm here to talk about the Indianapolis Colts offense, okay? Because, by the way, shout out to Matt Coward. All right, you see him right there. He just joined my Patreon. You as well can join my Patreon for only $5 a month. Get all my stuff on there, plus Patreon-specific content. Tomorrow, live stream, Patreon only. All you guys who are part of the Patreon can join it. What's up, Brendan? What's up, Trust No One? Truett, what's going on, all you guys? Appreciate you guys being in here. Colts Cut, what's up? Still looking. Frank McMahon's in here as well. He says, it's a top 3 offense in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken. And you're not. They have the number 2 DVOA offense in the NFL this year. Number 2. Wow. You know who's number 1? The Patriots. Alonzo's in here. What's up, Mr. Baylor? Appreciate you. Speed Maverick Garage says, I made it. Yeah. Man, the Indianapolis Colts are on fire. Offensively, they're doing very, very well. Obviously, turnovers this past game cost them the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just can't give that many turnovers to Tom Brady and expect to win. Just flat out can't. Can't have 5 turnovers in the game. Even if we don't count that last Hail Mary, it's still 4 turnovers, gave him short fields. I don't care how it came about, whether you want to be in the aspect that we shouldn't have threw it 26 times, we wouldn't have had the sack or the interception had we tried to run it. I don't care if that's the way you want to sit, that's fine. I get it. I understand it. But the turnovers happen. Either way. Okay? The Indianapolis Colts right now are on freaking fire. On fire. They have the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL over the past 9 weeks. Averaging over 31 points a game over the past 9 weeks. Man. That's impressive. Just straight up, that's impressive. So we're here mainly to talk about the offense, not the defense, okay? Or special teams. I get it. There was issues. We couldn't stop Leonard Fournette. We couldn't stop Gronkowski. We're always having issues with, stopping the big physical guys like tight ends and big running backs. I understand that. I know that. Hines' second muffed punt this year. I get it. I understand it. I don't know if you're going to end up seeing anyone else return other than Hines the rest of the year. That question has been brought up. But I really want to get into the offense and the play calling. And the people, the players, right? That's what I want to get here. Brandon Wood said, we about to have a 60-point game. Well, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? So, the Colts play the Texans. And I'm sorry, you got to give me a second because I got to look some stuff up real quick. So give me a moment. Here we are. Okay. No, I'm not going to that one because that's terrible. There we are. NFL team stats. Nope, wrong one. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. Points per game. Remember when I said they're the number 2 over the last 9 weeks? They're the number 4 scoring offense over the entire season. 28.3 points a game. 28.3 points. Holy crap. We should be winning games, right? If we have the 4th best, I mean, look at the teams that are around us right now. Number 1 is Tampa at 31.5. Number 2 is Buffalo, right, at 29.6. Dallas sitting at 29.6. Then it's the Colts. Then Arizona at 28.2. Cincinnati, 28.1. And the Patriots at 28 even. Okay? The Rams are right behind them at 27.2. And Kansas City, 25.5. What's the difference between the other 9 teams and the Colts? The Colts don't have a winning record. The Colts aren't at or near their division lead right now, right? And that's tough to swallow. That really is. That is really tough to swallow, to have the number 4 total offense in the NFL, number 2 EPA, be in a list with all those guys and not even have a winning record? Where do we blame that on? That's my question to you guys, right? Jaguar says, well, we never finish games running, so we lose. Well, technically, we did finish the game against Tampa running the football, because that last scoring drive was basically almost all Taylor. But I get where you're coming from on that. Man, here's the deal. Here's the deal. 2 things happen with our offense. Fuzzy's in here. What's up? Appreciate you being in here, Fuzzy. 2 things happen. 1, for instance, turnovers at bad times. Bad turnovers, giving easy scores for the other team to let them back in the game. It happened against Tampa. It happened against the Titans, right? Remember that awful play call, at the goal line that put Carson Wentz in a really bad situation? Then you got games like Baltimore, right? You got games like Baltimore where you're playing great and then your defense gets gassed because it's been chasing Lamar Jackson all day and they can't stop that offense. Then you got games like the Rams where you're literally beating them and then your quarterback went down, right? It had a chance to win in overtime, had 2 failed first and goal to go inside the 5-yard line against the Rams and came away with 0 points. Now, I will be fair. The Colts have been much better in the red zone over the last 6 weeks than they were the previous 6 weeks. But something's got to happen here. You can't have the number 4 total scoring offense in the NFL when it comes to points per game and not have a winning record. Man, you can't. You have to produce. Guys have to be on the same page. Offensive, defensive, special teams all have to be on the same page. The Colts need help at wide receiver. Currently, they need help at what? Michael Pittman Jr. can't do it all by himself. T.Y. finally showed up a little bit, getting some third down catches. But when Pascal's fumbling the ball, Doolin can't do very well trying to run the ball. I'm getting a phone call. I got to kill this. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to end it. Ignore. There we go. Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw me ignore somebody. I know who it was, but I'm live streaming. I don't think it's the coach, Wyeth and Trey. I think the coaching has been very, very good when it comes to play calls. You go look at it. they're scoring points. No matter how you look at this or that, they're scoring points. The Indianapolis Colts are putting points on the board. So the coaching is fine, in my opinion, in that aspect because they're putting points on the board offensively. You can't have turnovers. You can't have fumbles. You can't have drops. My goodness, how many drops in the first half did the Indianapolis Colts have by their wide receiving core Sunday? You can't have drops. You just can't. It's not a good thing. Some of the play calls that Frank Reich is coming up with is freaking genius. Genius play calls. Why he's drawing up in the run game, what he's drawing up in the pass game, you go talk to any analyst, any guy, any person who coaches or has played in the NFL, they'll say these are absolute genius design plays that he's drawing up that are taking teams completely by surprise. And he's not, you're not seeing the same thing week after week after week. He's game planning and drawing up plays specifically for specific teams that he's playing against. And coming up big. Like I said, you score 31 points, you should win a game. If you're the fourth best offensive team in the NFL when it comes to scoring, you should you should be there, right? You should be there. But they're not. So what can you do about it? You run the football more. The Colts are the fourth best running team in the NFL when it comes to yards per game right now. 144.5 yards per game on the ground. That's including the game against Tampa Bay. Okay? You got the Philadelphia Eagles, number one. They're not even close to fighting for their division. Not even close to fighting for playoff spot. The Cleveland Browns are number three, and if you go look at that daggone team, what happened this past week, they were a lot worse than what Indy was. Baltimore's number two. And they don't even have a running back. Most of all that is with Lamar Jackson. Then you got Tennessee, the Niners, the Cowboys at the best running teams in the NFL. The Colts are up there. Here's the deal. For those of you who want to talk about, well, Frank Reich ain't feeding Jonathan Taylor enough, I can't see a team that Taylor is not the focal point of the offense the rest of the season. The rest of the season. For instance, Jonathan Taylor had 14 carries, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns against the last time we played the Texans. Fully expect Jonathan Taylor to get all kind of carries in that game, maybe even some passes. They're the 31st worst rush defense in the NFL. Then we get our bye week. Hopefully get some health. Then we host prime time at home Saturday, 8:20 p.m. against the New England Patriots, who literally just gave up 250 yards on the ground to 2 no-name running backs from the Tennessee Titans. Jonathan Taylor, I expect to be a huge component in that game. And then the final 3 games, Arizona. Their run defense don't scare me. I fully expect to run all over them. Jacksonville, we all know what Taylor could do against Jacksonville. And then you got the Raiders. There's no one there that is that good against the run. Jonathan Taylor could legitimately break 2,000 yards rushing this year. He'd have to have 2 really darn wow games to do it. But in my opinion, he's going to break. In my opinion, he's going to break easily 2,000 all-purpose yards, scrimmage yards. What's up, Loyalist, sitting there in the chat, being the moderator today, drops $5 in a tip jar, says, we are a young team, coaches and players, that has to learn how to win games. Let me check this out real quick because he said something else. And now we need to learn how to win titles, divisional titles. And that's true. They got to learn how to do that. I 100% agree. Guys, if you didn't notice, Loyalist dropped $5 in the tip jar. You're more than welcome if you want to make sure that your chat gets put in here. Make sure you drop it. Use the link in the description. I'll make sure I get to your chat. I'm not going to disagree with some of the people where it said, 26 straight runs in the third quarter. No. I like the idea that the Colts passed more than they ran. I said before, all last week, I said Carson Wentz is going to have a great game. Carson Wentz is going to have to throw really well because this run defense is legit. But I still would have threw a couple 2 to 5 extra runs in the third quarter just to help out, just to keep that defense honest. Because you're not going to go anywhere if he's only getting 2 yards a carry. Joe561 says Bucks didn't beat the Colts. Colts beat the Colts. They did. And it was turnovers. Goki Colts fan in here dropped $5 in the tip jar. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Jaguar says, if Henry was on our team and Frank did that, would it be okay? Here's the thing. I'd rather have Jonathan Taylor than Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor could do more than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is known for getting 27 carries a game. That's way too many. There is not a player in the NFL history that is going to get 27 carries a game and last an entire season. It just doesn't happen. Henry didn't do it last year. He got a lot, but not 27 damn carries in a game. Okay? Has there been times where the Titans had to go pass first over Henry? Heck yeah. Even against the Indianapolis Colts, they did. Jonathan Taylor still had 16 carries. 16 carries against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of y'all forget that. But he did. He did. I don't want to see Jonathan Taylor get 25 carries in a game. That 32 carries that last game, great. That could happen occasionally. But I don't want to see an average like that. That's how you get your backs hurt. All right? And then you're sitting where the Titans are now, fishing for a running back because their bad boy is, out. Gone. Keep Jonathan Taylor fresh. That's what I'm saying. Keep him fresh. You do that by mixing it up a lot. Now, I think that Frank Reich probably should have threw a couple run plays rather than RPO plays so that it was actually handed off to Jonathan Taylor. That way Carson Wentz isn't like, oh crap, they're showing an 8-man box, I'm going to go straight to the pass. Because every quarterback in the NFL, when they see an 8-man box and they're sitting in an RPO, is not going to hand the football off to the running back. All right? It's just how it is. It's guaranteed. Henry? Sure. You know what, Jonathan? You know what Henry does against an 8-man box? 3.2 yards a carry. Okay? Probably would have done a lot less than that against this Tampa Bay defense. Because they're stupid. I think they average like 2.2 yards per carry when they're in an 8-man box, is what they average up. It sucks. I want to keep him fresh. I want to keep Jonathan Taylor fresh for the entire year so that he is playing just as good week 18 and in the playoffs as he's doing week 4 and 5. And if you give a guy that many carries, he's going to wear down. Keep the guy as fresh as long as possible. That's how I see it. We got a running back stable too, right? We got Marlon Mack. We've got Nyheim Hines. Use them. Use them. All right, let's go in here and look. Job 561 says, do you think we can get 4-1? Do you think we got 4-1 in our next 5 games? I think that's more than possible. As a matter of fact, it's possible that Indy could go undefeated the last 5 games. I don't see a team better than Indy over the next 5 weeks. I think Indy matches up well against New England. I think they match up well against I think they match up well against Arizona. The toughest game was Tampa and the Rams and the Titans. Those are the 3 toughest games that I saw against Indianapolis this year. And they're in our past. They're in our past. So, yeah. We need another dynamic receiver. We need someone opposite Michael Pittman Jr. So that, because if you're looking at the passing game, the Indianapolis Colts are legitimately... Oh, Goki in here dropped $5. Taylor is more elusive and could have a 20-year career. Henry is a king for now. 5-0, maybe Arizona, maybe uncertain. All right. Now I lost my track. I think Indy could go 5-0. Okay? I do. Oh, yeah. That's what I was talking about. It's an utter shame that Paris Campbell can't stay healthy. Because it's not just missing games and his ability on the field. It's getting that connection and that connection with the quarterback, that he's not developing. Campbell will be back by the end of the year. But it's too late. Indy needs somebody that Carson Wentz can trust besides Michael Pittman Jr. down the field, right? That's how I see it. Brandon in here with an opinion of his own. He says, keep Taylor around 20 carries a game. I don't want to run him 40 times a game. Then he's gone in 4 years and out of the league due to injury. Henry is 27 and is already getting injured. Oh, darn it. I'm missing a few things here because of his workload. If I remember right, Jonathan Taylor is right now has the second most carries in the NFL. Hold on. Let me look at this. Jonathan Taylor right now has the second most attempts in the NFL. It's not like the Colts ain't using him. He has the second most attempts in the NFL. He has more attempts than Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Damian Harris, Nick Chubb, Connor, Kamara, all of them. Second most. Derrick Henry had so many because the Titans relied too much on him. Okay? And Taylor only averages 16 carries a game. But I get your opinion there, Brandon. I get it. Now, I see you guys talking about Des Patman and Mike Strawn. Mike Strawn ain't even seeing the field. There's a reason for that. Okay? I don't know what it is. Probably because he was a 7th round pick. And, you know, he was not showing something. When you're not a top 4 receiver on the team, then you have to be a special teamer. I don't think Mike Strawn plays special teams. Doolin, faster than heck. He's got hands problems. Okay? He's not good running routes. That's a problem with him. Could he get better at it over time? Absolutely. Juiced Up's in here. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Guys, smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live. Oh, and by the way, if you guys enjoy, stuff to buy, hang up around your house, stuff like this, Colts fan or not, doesn't matter. Go check out the Backroom Collection. They've got some really amazing stuff that you could go check out yourself. But don't forget to use my promo code. This channel is proudly sponsored by the Backroom Collection. They do beautiful sports canvas art with football, basketball, baseball, and other sports themes. Special orders are accepted and autograph pieces are available. Many Indianapolis Colts signed pieces will be available beginning in November. Just use your discount code CL10 to purchase the pieces you want to spice up your living area. That's CL10. All right, I'm back. Thank you, guys. Offensively, that's what I see. Why isn't Mo Alley Cox getting more looks? That's what I want to know. I love me some Jack Doyle. He is a security blanket, and he's been proving it over the last few weeks. But I'm not seeing anything from Mo. Most of the time, I'm seeing Carson overthrow Mo. And that makes it a little bit weird. Juice asked about my wife's glass. It's sitting right here, actually. The stained glass that she made. Beautiful piece. I haven't put it up yet. I'm still trying to get the proper pictures. It's been dreary as heck outside these past few days. I'm waiting on a nice sunny day that I could go out there and take some nice pictures so I could put it up on eBay. LKERF. That's a good, interesting question. He says, what team do you not want to see in the playoffs? Well, first off, any team. Right now, I just want to see the playoffs. I just want to see the playoffs. But to be fair, right now, the Browns would be tough on the Colts, I think, because they have a very physical running game and they got really good tight ends. And that's something the Colts don't defend very well against. I want to see the Ravens just because I want payback. Other than that, that's it. I think the Colts match up pretty good against the Patriots. I think we match up really good against the Bills. Maybe the Titans with Henry would be another team I really wouldn't want to face, with a healthy Henry. But other than that, I think the Colts match up well against a lot of other guys. Jason Davis in here. What's up? Appreciate you being in here. Kylan Granson, good question by Juiced Up, says, I want Kylan Granson to have more snaps. Dude is so fast. But first, I want to get into that $3 tip by Colts Loyalist. Says, if we would have ran the ball 2 or 3 more times in the third quarter, or not just fumbled on the strip sack, this would have made it a non-issue. Agree. If Hines hadn't punted on that, or muffed the punt, we wouldn't be talking about this. If Carson Wentz hadn't underthrown Michael Pittman Jr., we wouldn't be talking about this. Game would have had a completely different look, and it would have been over. And had the Colts won this game, I just want to say this. Had Indy won because of, let's say, the interception of the muff punt didn't happen, and Indy ended up winning by a score by 7 points, would we be bitching right now? I mean, honestly, would we? I don't think so. We'd be calling Frank Reich a genius. We'd be praising Carson Wentz. You know? Honestly. That's what would happen. Carson didn't have a bad game. He played his butt off. He had a heck of a game. You know? Guys around him. You know? Fisher failed on that Barnett rush. That kind of sucks. He did have that one bad play, the underthrow to Pittman. And then all the fumbles. Sucks. It is what it is, though. But yes, I do believe that the Colts will have a real shot at going 5-0 the rest of the season. I really do. Just because of the teams we're playing against. Because of how the game plan will be pulled out for these games. Nomadic Brian says, really? Yeah, one interception or one less fumble in the game goes the other way. It is. It's true. Fuzzy says, since we were swept by the Tennessee, if we make the playoffs, I want to go through them. Goat Stature says, the ball was very catchable by Pittman. It was thrown in a bad angle for Pittman. First off, Pittman lost sight of it. I think he lost sight of it because of the light in the window came in, and when he turned around, the defender had the edge on it, and Pittman got turned around, and I don't think he saw where it was coming from. That's all I'm saying. It was a bad throw by Carson. Had Carson threw an extra 10 yards on that ball, it would have been in front of Carson, or it would have been in front of Michael Pittman Jr. It would have been a touchdown. Just saying. Look, I think Indy's offense is fantastic. I really do. They just have to execute better. They can't. And what's funny is those turnovers are not something that the Colts are known for. Right? Colts keep losing in different ways all year long. The Rams, that was because we couldn't score inside the 5-yard line. The Ravens, it was because our defense got so tired they couldn't stop Lamar Jackson in the passing game in the fourth quarter and overtime. The Titans, right? We got chewed up in the passing game. Well, at least the second game, it was the passing game. The first game, Henry ran all over us. And this past game, it was because of turnovers. Too many turnovers. We keep losing in different ways. But every time we lose in a specific way, we don't lose in that way anymore, which is amazing. Luck Seven's in here. What's up? So I don't expect to see the Colts have that kind of a turnover game again. I really don't. I mean, it's possible because it really does come down to player execution. But do you think Hines that's his second muff punt. That's his second one. And then, Pascal had that ball. That was, I'll tell you what, that fumble on that dive when Pascal was diving and the defender came in and punched it out as he was diving, that was a Darius Leonard peanut punch. That was a perfectly timed, great defensive play to knock that ball out. And that's just the truth. Great play right there. We got hit on a couple PIs in that game. One of them shouldn't even been called. Because it was PI on both players. But it is what it is. Hoodrick Rose still in here talking about, Carson throwing over 100, we win. Or throws for 100, we win. If he throws for 350 or better, we lose. Run the ball. Let me put it this way. I don't care how good the running game is. You have to win by passing the ball as well. You have to be able to win a game by passing the ball as well. Period. You don't trade a first-round pick, go get a quarterback that you believe is the future of the team, and set him down and be like, okay, we're never going to lean on you to win. Ever. That's just not cool. You'll never get to the playoffs acting like that. You'll never get to a Super Bowl acting like that. The Titans have leaned on Derrick Henry for 3 straight years. How many Super Bowl appearances have they had? Why is that, do you think? They lean too much on Derrick Henry. Lean too much on him. You got to have a quarterback that can win games as well. Now, honestly, I think Tannehill is a quarterback that can put a team on his back. It's just as of late, he hasn't had any receivers to throw to because they all been hurt too. We have to learn how to win with Carson passing the ball as well. It's just how it is. Do we have to do it on a consistent basis? No. But you got to have that in your arsenal. You get what I'm saying? And it's just how it is. Barry Sanders was a beast. In my opinion, the best running back in the history of the NFL. But they could never lean on a passing game to win a game for him. And that's why Barry Sanders retired early, because they never went anywhere because they didn't have a quarterback and couldn't lean on a passing game. And yet the Lions fed Barry Sanders all the time. But they couldn't pass the ball and lean on that game. Every once in a while, the Colts are going to have to win a game for passing the football. Just like this past Sunday. They didn't do it. We got to find a way to do it. That's just how I see it. We got an amazing offense. Like I said, we're the 4th highest scoring offense in the NFL. Number 2 overall EPA scoring offense in the NFL. Number 1 scoring offense in the NFL over the past 9 weeks. We got to find a way of getting it done. You just got to find a way. Great players, great teams, find a way. Speed Maverick says points off turnovers is what lost the game. It was 24. The Bucs had 24 points off those 4 turnovers. I say 4 because the last one don't count. That Hail Mary interception didn't count. But they had 24 points off those 4 turnovers because of short field. You can't give Tom Brady short fields, right? That is an interesting question. We're going to have that discussion at some point. Maybe it'll be a Patreon stream, guys. Maybe it'll be a Patreon stream. That Jason David in here, Colts should never have gotten rid of Marshall Faulk, and that's why they need to keep Jonathan Taylor. Now, they got rid of Marshall Faulk because they got Edgerrin James, and I'm sorry, Edgerrin James was a bad mofo, okay? He was a bad mofo. I did like Faulk too, though. But we need to have a Patreon stream, and we're probably going to do it. Tomorrow, we're going to have a Patreon-only stream at 8 p.m. So any of you that want to join in on this conversation, it's going to be based off of Jason David's comment down here. Should the Colts extend Jonathan Taylor? Because it's going to cost a lot of money, right? It's going to cost a lot of money to do that. Should they invest that money into Jonathan Taylor or let him walk and go draft somebody else? If you want your opinion heard on that, you can come in and join, whether it be in the chat or live in with us and discuss it on the Patreon stream. But all you got to do is go down into my descriptions down here, click the link to my Patreon, and join. It's only $5 a month. Doesn't cost much. Doesn't cost much. You know, it's a long conversation. 99% of people, well, I wouldn't say 99. I'd say about 89% of people say you do not give a running back a big second contract. Or you end up having what you have with Christian McCaffrey or Ezekiel Elliott or, other guys of that nature, right? They end up either falling off or getting hurt all the time or something of that nature. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, but I'm not literally going to discuss it except on the Patreon stream tomorrow. It's a little plug for my Patreon, guys. Guys, don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live or upload a video. I just uploaded a video yesterday. Me and DeQuell was talking. DeQuell was in the press box, in the suite, not the press box, in the game suite with all the Colts gold jackets because of the what happened with Robert Mathis, during the game. He was up there with Robert Mathis, Dwight Freeney, Edgerrin James, Pat McAfee, all those guys during that game. And he talked about what all those players were talking about during the game, during our stream. You want to know about that? Go check out that stream, man. It's right there on my channel. It's the last Believe in Colts upload I had. It is fun. It was a really good stream. That's my alarm. Loyalist in here. Where can I find some good Christmas gifts? Well, duh. Guys, as you know, I have a merch shop. Make sure to check out the Colts Law merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. There are a ton of high quality, reasonably priced items there that you can choose from. And all you got to do is just click one button and you can go and check out all these great merchandise items. Fuzzy in here says, has our boy Loyalist purchased his laptop? Yes, it has been purchased and it is being delivered. It should be here. Last I checked, it said tomorrow. It's coming to me. And I will be uploading and installing software on it, the same kind of software that I have, that I use. And then we will do a changeover. We're going to meet each other halfway between, because he lives a ways from me, So we're gonna meet up, pass it off probably this weekend sometime, and he will have his laptop. So I want to shout out everybody who helped do that, especially Fuzzy. Fuzzy Whistler was huge in that helping getting that laptop. So thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Guys, this was a pretty good stream. I ran it for 45 minutes by myself. I didn't have Loyalist to bounce off of. I asked Cody Felger to join, but he never got my message. So I sat here and ran this by myself. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know about Strawn. It needs to be asked. I would love to ask Frank Reich about Mike Strawn and what's up with him. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm about done. I think I'm about done here. It's been over 45 minutes, and I have been enjoying talking with you guys. Please don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag the notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live. Yeah. Guys, if you want to help out also, you could also hit the little share button right here. Little red share button. Share it to your favorite social media. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. And I want you to have a good one.